I've kind of come into the country through the the graciousness of you guys and the music and Michael Stolfer and MTS and the country and hearing all this kind of side. I'm a rocker, originally, but I really love that, especially these times, getting into these times in life we want to play a little bit now. Man, it's got a soothing quality to kind of sit back and listen and look at the country and think a little bit with these kind of music that you play in the country jams, dude.
Yeah, it really is cool. It's almost like it was funny if you think about it. Country music kind of came from a depressive era.
Mm-hmm.
It was like something they would do, like front porch stuff to take their mind off of like. Country music always flourishes in times like these. Like when people are at some kind of like some lowest point. Not that, I guess people always joke that it's like, country music is all sad, but like a lot of it does have a somber tone. It's just not as elevated as some things, but it's also because it spoke on, especially if you go back to, the foundational country stuff, not as opposed to like the stuff that you hear on radio today. It's like before they were kind of discussing like real world things. Like it was like, they were writing songs about, a hobo on the street or something like that. It was like, that was a real world thing that people wrote about back then. Like there was a lot of songs called like A Hobo's Lament and stuff like that, or A Drifter's Lament. And it was usually about someone like living with no money or no food or like out on the lam or out on the road or something. It's always in real life, real world stuff. So that's the stuff that really inspired me. And I think like when reality hits everyone abroad, like it has in this certain situation, like people kind of fall back in. They need that dose of reality, whether it's like, something that's like discussing more day-to-day stuff like my song Life does, or whether it's something that's discussing like something that's real or like a real mindset, like making things up as I go, but it's a little bit more lighthearted.
Yeah, you write all those tunes back then, and the country was so there. Thinking about the hobo and the history, I think a lot of the tunes is such a story. And against the hobo, there was no safety net. You're talking, they all roamed around the country. They had no other place to go, and the trains, a lot of trains music back then. But that's what they knew. Yeah. That's how you traveled. You sure weren't getting in your car. There was no bus. And that was life. We don't even really understand life, and we're going to find out we can have a whole show about what's really going on. Jeremy and I talk. Yes, we know what's going. There's no work, and it's really sad. And trying to keep some uplifting talk here through your music and discussing the music and the cool things. And this tune Life is definitely one of my favorites that you have. Tell us how that came together.
Well, that was actually one of the that and Burn This House Down off that record were the first two songs I wrote for the record. And I wasn't ever I hadn't even finished Life. And I went into the studio and I was like, I played it for my producer, and he was like, I was like, man, do you think this is any good? Like, I was like, I was like, I don't know. Is this good? I feel like I like it, but something about it just, is it too much, And I played it for my producer, and he was like, you got to finish that song, man. And I was like, all right, deal. And we just built this whole really cool kind of ambient experience around the song. Like the song is happening, but there's so much. If you put on headphones and just close your eyes, there's like background tracks of me like screaming and like screaming guitar licks and stuff. It's really cool, and that's what it kind of feels like sometimes. It's got pretty parts and it's got chaos. It's yin and yang. It's very much just how life is.
Our friend Mr. Wayne Warner said, Jeremy Parsons, he's the real deal. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, my God.
He did. Let's do it right now. On the interview, I got it so much.
The only dreams I've had have been in the daytime. Anything to get away from the straight line that I walk with all the medicated masses. Creative minds outlined in chalk. I've always bordered on the edge of something. My mind goes where very few dare to tread. Is it wrong that I'm dying, trying hard to live? So bend and break my back for a world that just won't give a little bit. With doors closed on open minds, and you can be comfortable, but you ain't safe inside. No, we'll never make it. Oh, you'll never make it out alive. No, we never make it out of this crazy thing called life. Just another puppet on the public string. Whatever happened to being who you wanna be? It's all so irrational with unrealistic views. They light the hoop on fire and expect you to jump through. With doors closed on open minds, and you can be comfortable, but you ain't safe inside. No, we never make it. Oh, we never make it out alive. No, we never make it out of this crazy thing called life. Oh, the real world's what it is and what it ain't. It's insignificant, but it's everything. With doors closed on open minds, and you can be comfortable, but you ain't safe inside. No, we'll never make it. No, we'll never make it out alive. No, we'll never make it out of this crazy thing called life. Yeah, this crazy thing called life. Yeah, this crazy thing called life.
And what is that? What is that?
That's in Oregon.
The organ just winding down, hey?
Yeah, I love it. That's
There
so
it is.
good.
Life, man, as we're talking, the jam is playing his life, man. Thanks for everything. Coming, invite me down, hanging out in Nashville and, get to see what you do and playing live at my show. And then now you're down back home, hanging with your father, good karma, myself, taking care of our mom. Everything in life is coming back full circle, and your family and your friends and your producers and your music and all that. And now you're ready to go and got some new jams going. And one of the cool tunes you got is called Devil's Daughter. Tell us a little about that and your production and all your friends on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. That song, it just fit thematically perfect with this record, and it was another song I brought into my producer, and it ended up being his favorite on that track. We did a CD release party, and I guess in 2017, after that record came out, I think we did the release party in June, just because the whole band couldn't get together until June. And my producer played probably like a minute long solo on that song. He loves jamming on that song so much. It's just it's very simple. It's very simply structured, and the lyrical flow is fun for me. So I think like when we all like brought it to life, it really turned into something like more than we maybe thought it was going to be to begin with. So it was just really fun, and I think the excitement from that bled into like us wanting to create more around it, especially in a live show setting. So that one was always fun. It always came toward like the middle of the end of a live show set, and he just loved shredding on that track, and it's a fun song to play and sing too.
Yeah, and Things I Need to Say. Is that correct? Things I Need to Say. The title. I mean the CD for you. Yeah,
that's an
great CD. I love that, man. All these tracks we've been playing from that really charted, and it's still hanging out. And I know you got Bluebird and MTS Records are going strong, and Michael Stolfer. And tell us all the things you got going on that end always.
Yeah, man, that's been great, and especially with all that we've got, going on right now with the quarantine. It's been cool to like, be able to stay in touch with like you and some other folks, and keep doing the Facebook Lives. And Michael's been great about helping out with that, as he always is, and working his butt off to find new outlets for things. And I'm lucky enough to be someone who had a new record finished when all this stuff kicked off. So now I have the freedom to release that with all this time that I have on my hands. So as far as future vision goes, and getting to the other side of all this, I'm gonna put new music out, and hopefully get more shows back on the calendar, because we all had to cancel engagements and everything, which it happens, and we did it for the right reasons, because we want to flatten the curve and make sure that people who are susceptible to things don't catch those things. But it's always good to have something to look forward to, and I'm stoked to put out the record, and I'm stoked to shake people's hands again and everything like that. It'll be nice to just get back to the world full of people and everything, and give those people some new music to listen to, and all that good stuff. And until then, I'm going to keep doing Facebook Lives and interviews, and trying to stay in touch with the world as much as we possibly can, because that's all you can do right now, is try to keep creating that wonderful distraction with your music and everything. So I think that's important to focus on right now, and have things or create things to look forward to.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. The show was awesome. I can't wait to hear about the next one. I'll tell you what, let's play Devil's Daughter now, and we'll be right back with Jeremy. We got one more track to play, Decide.